everyone, welcome back to Baketopia. Today we're diving headfirst into a baking staple that just screams fall: cranberry cake. There's something so comforting about the bright, tangy flavor of cranberries nestled in a soft, fluffy cake. It's the perfect treat to share with loved ones on a chilly evening, or honestly, anytime you want a little taste of autumnal bliss. But let's be real, baking the perfect cranberry cake can sometimes feel a little tricky. That's why I'm here to walk you through my top 5 tips for guaranteed cranberry cake success. First things first, let's talk cranberries. When it comes to cranberry cake, fresh cranberries are your best friend. You can really taste the difference. Using fresh cranberries adds a burst of natural sweetness and tartness that you just can't replicate with dried cranberries. Plus, they make the cake look extra beautiful with those vibrant pops of red. When selecting fresh cranberries, look for plump, firm berries with a deep red color. Gently squeeze them. They should feel slightly firm, not mushy. Rinse them under cold water and pick out any stems or bruised berries. Oh, and don't worry about patting them completely dry. A little moisture is actually good for the cake. Trust me, using fresh cranberries is the first step towards achieving that irresistible cranberry flavor and texture we all know and love. Now, let's talk about the delicate dance between sweetness and tartness in a cranberry cake. One of the biggest mistakes you can make is not finding the right balance. Too much sugar, and the tartness of the cranberries gets lost. Too little, and the cake can be overwhelmingly tart. The key is to find that sweet spot where the natural tartness of the cranberries shines through, but is balanced by the sweetness of the sugar. I find that using a combination of granulated sugar and brown sugar adds complexity and depth of flavor to the cake. The brown sugar adds a hint of molasses, which pairs beautifully with the cranberries. Don't be afraid to experiment a bit to find what you like best. Start with the recipe's recommended sugar amount, and then adjust it slightly up or down in future bakes based on your preference. Okay, let's talk flour. The type of flour you use can significantly impact the texture of your cranberry cake. While all-purpose flour works just fine, I personally prefer using cake flour for a more tender and delicate crumb. Cake flour has a lower protein content than all-purpose flour, which means it produces less gluten. Less gluten equals a softer, lighter cake. Exactly what we're going for here. If you don't have cake flour on hand, you can actually make your own by substituting a couple of tablespoons of all-purpose flour with cornstarch. This will help mimic the lower protein content of cake flour. No matter which flour you choose, make sure to measure it correctly. Spoon the flour into your measuring cup and level it off with a straight edge. Don't scoop directly from the bag, as this can lead to using too much flour and a dense cake. Now it's time to pop that cake batter into the oven and bake it to perfection. Baking at the right temperature and for the right amount of time is crucial for a perfectly cooked cranberry cake. I always recommend using an oven thermometer to ensure your oven is actually at the temperature it says it is. Ovens can vary, and an inaccurate temperature can lead to underbaked or overbaked cakes. For cranberry cake, I usually bake it at around 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 175 degrees Celsius. To check for doneness, insert a wooden skewer or toothpick into the center of the cake. If it comes out clean or with a few moist crumbs attached, your cake is ready. If the skewer comes out with wet batter, it needs a bit more time. Congratulations, you've baked a beautiful cranberry cake. Now let's make sure it stays fresh and delicious for as long as possible. Proper storage is key to preventing your cake from drying out or becoming stale. Once the cake has cooled completely, wrap it tightly in plastic wrap or store it in an airtight container. This will help lock in moisture and prevent it from absorbing any unwanted flavors from your refrigerator. Cranberry cake can be stored at room temperature for up to 3 days or in the refrigerator for up to a week. If you need to keep it longer, you can also freeze it for up to 2 months. Just make sure to thaw it overnight in the refrigerator before serving. And there you have it, my 5 essential tips for baking the perfect cranberry cake. I hope these tips help you feel confident and excited to tackle this delicious fall treat. Remember, baking is all about having fun and experimenting in the kitchen. Don't forget to share pictures of your cranberry cake creations with me in the comments below. I absolutely love seeing what you all come up with. And if you found these tips helpful, give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to Baketopia for more baking inspiration. Happy baking, everyone!